All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening and a warm welcome to all at MUSC Red Devils NCR. Once again, this is Delvin, and welcome to another episode of Two Cents with Delvin, where I will be speaking about events, happenings, and anything and everything that considers and surrounds Man United off the field and on the pitch. Today's topic is a very interesting topic because it is a comparison between two of arguably the best strikers currently in world football or in European football if you take a much isolated an isolated sample space. We're talking about Victor Osimhen and Harry Kane. So as you know, with the takeover bids circulating and various amount of news coming in around different strategies considering different ownership groups, Victor Osimhen and Harry Kane are two of the names that are making the most rounds in and around circles considering Manchester United. It is no surprise that Manchester United are in need of a bona fide number 9 who has the ability to score 25 to 30 goals a season on a consistent basis. Now, for this season, Rashford has already breached that record for 26 goals. But in all fairness, Rashford is not a striker. Rashford is not your quintessential number 9. Rashford is a kind of player who loves to do his best work from the left hand side, cutting into on his preferred right foot. And then he makes sure that he uses his ferocious speed and his excellent one-on-one dribbling ability to make sure that he gets the better of defenders. This season has been a season of great success for Rashford on a personal front with the amount of goals that he has scored. But then you cannot exactly count on Rashford being able to score 25 plus goals continuously a season, which is why the need for a number 9 is of paramount importance. The people on the top, on the upper hierarchy of Manchester United, also are well aware of the fact that a number 9 is of the essence, which is why United have already begun their search for a bona fide number 9. Wout Weghorst was drafted in for this year because of the paucity of options at number 9, and so far he's done a very admirable job of becoming United's focal point of attack. But his flaws and his deficiencies in certain aspects where United are required to be on paramount accuracy is missing. He's a willing worker, he's a hard presser, he puts the shift, he runs himself to the ground. But at the end, we need goals, and that's something that Weghorst has not been able to provide us, which is where we have to have a striker. And even in the game against Southampton yesterday, and even in the game against Betis on Thursday last week, you could see that the amount of chances that we are creating close to 7 to 8 quality chances a game. Yet we are not able to fully capitalize on those chances. If we had taken our chances in both the games, we could have been easily winning those two games. While we did win Betis comfortably 4-1, it could have been a much bigger scoreline, and we could have, for all intents and purposes, already been thinking about our prospective opponents in the quarterfinals. And as far as the Southampton game is concerned, while we were playing for the majority of the game with 10 men, I certainly believe that had we taken our chances, and there were 3 to 4 quality chances that we created, I think even the 10 men would have been able to hold out for a much needed victory. Now, because of yesterday's draw and because of the ability of not taking our chances, we find ourselves very vulnerable to being sucked into that top 4 race, which is something we do not want. Hence, a striker is much important, and these two names are making the rounds as the most likeliest candidates to join Old Trafford. However, we also know that if a deal has to be done, it has to be one or the other. It cannot be both at the same time. Which brings us to the question, which striker is better? Which striker is perfectly suited to Man United and Eric Ten Hag's style of play that he wants to implement? And which striker would be value for money? Let's talk about Harry Kane first. Now, we all know that Harry Kane is England's crown jewel and England's captain in the international setup. For Spurs, a lot of people call Harry Kane a one-season wonder when he burst onto the scene, but he's gone ahead and only silenced those critics rather emphatically. He's on the verge of becoming the Premier League's second highest goal scorer, eclipsing Wayne Rooney. He's already crossed Jimmy Greaves as Tottenham's record goal scorer, and he's also on the verge of dethroning Rooney from the highest goal scorer list in England. He's tied with Rooney for that, and I totally see him breaking the English record for most goals scored in the next upcoming international break. Harry Kane has 1 year left on his current contract, and while there is dialogue between Tottenham and Harry Kane for extending his contract, which Tottenham believe they want to do on an utmost priority basis, the talks so far have rumored to be only informal and nothing concrete or advanced has been reached at this stage. And This could give United an incentive to pounce on, because I think for every player who harbors aspirations and ambitions to be something, their priority would definitely be to win trophies, be competing for trophies, if not winning trophies. Because winning trophies is not exactly a certainty, but making sure that your team is competitive and always are in discussion or in consideration for trophies, that is something that a player would want. And sadly, it hasn't worked for Kane so far at Spurs. They are out from almost all the competitions. They're out of the FA Cup. They're out of the they're out of the Carabao Cup, and they're already out of the UEFA Champions League, with Milan ousting them over the course of two legs, which brings Harry Kane on the verge of another trophyless season, because let's be honest, they're not winning the Premier League anytime soon. So that being said, this could be the perfect opportunity for Manchester United to swoop on Harry Kane, if at all they deem him the primary target. Harry Kane's goal scoring quality is not in question. The man is a goal machine, and he is the in this team of Spurs, which has been an utmost shambles. He has been the only goal scoring threat, their only goal creator as well, which is another added nuance to Harry Kane's game over the last 2 to 3 years. He drops back, he becomes an able facilitator, he can play as a 10, he can play as a 9. He's basically in and around that 9.5 position, where he's the facilitator as well as the finisher of the attacks. But a man can only do so much by himself, which is why I believe that Harry Kane could be a very good option for Manchester United. But here's the downside. Harry Kane turns 30 this year. Harry Kane has a history of ankle issues, and with advanced age, there is a genuine possibility that those injuries will take longer to heal, which means prolonged time on the sidelines, which means once again United will play with the dearth of quality number 9. And that is something that at this point in time we do not require. So for all of his goal scoring qualities, all of his excellence, and all of his ability to find the back of the net with alarming consistency, Harry Kane's health, Harry Kane's advanced age remains a big question. Another sticking point for Manchester United bringing in Harry Kane is the price tag. Now, a price of 80 million has been quoted, but Daniel Levy is very reluctant to sell to a direct Premier League rival. So, if we will be in discussions for a move for Harry Kane, I see the price easily going off to 100 to 110 million pounds. For a player who's entering the final year of his contract, I certainly believe that 100 million pounds is quite absurd a price, and for that reason alone, it would be enough for United to steer away from the move. Nevertheless, Harry Kane remains an amazing striker, an elite striker. He's one of the Premier League's finest. He's one of England's finest, and he could very well be one of the world's finest strikers, which is very well evidenced in his performances for Spurs and his performances for England as well. Now, coming to the next option, that's Victor Osimhen. Well, if we take this season into consideration, you will definitely run out of superlatives to explain the impact that Osimhen has been having on Napoli's season. The Nigerian striker has been their linchpin, the rock on which Napoli's church is built, to speak in a metaphorical sense. Napoli are one of the most exciting and one of the most technically brilliant sides in Europe, and Victor Osimhen is the leading light. Victor Osimhen recently became the fastest player to reach 100 goals. He took 197 games to reach that, which is 14 less than Lionel Messi, and more than 100 games less than Cristiano Ronaldo. So that goes on to show that how much of an impact Victor Osimhen has. Pick any of Victor Osimhen's performances and you'll see why the man has been highly rated in this season. Victor Osimhen wants to play in the Premier League. He's went on record and said that it's his dream to play in the Premier League, and United should be head over heels if there is an opportunity to make sure that Victor Osimhen comes in. Victor Osimhen considers Odion Ighalo as one of his biggest influences and biggest idols, since both of them are from the same country. And Odion Ighalo, if reports are to be believed or if conversations are to be believed, then Odion Ighalo has strongly recommended Osimhen, if that he is looking for a place to play in the Premier League, then Manchester United is the perfect landing spot. And rightly so, I could not agree more with Ighalo at this point. United are looking for a striker who's fluid, who is able to, link up play equally as well as be a massive threat in front of goal. And Osimhen overwhelmingly ticks those boxes. If you pick up any of his performances in Napoli, you will see how much of an effect Osimhen's mere presence has in front of defenses. Now, obviously, there is a school of thought which goes on to make you believe that Serie A is normally a very slower league compared to the Premier League and less physical compared to the Premier League. But one look at Victor Osimhen's physical gifts, and you will be very sure that Victor Osimhen is Premier League quality and he's tailor made for this league. He's huge. He's an absolute unit, and like in Syria, his very presence will give defenders something to think about. Now, another thing that comes in mind with Victor Osimhen is his health or his injury record. If people do not have not observed that Victor Osimhen always plays with a face mask because of the fact that he had broken his cheekbone 4 or 5 years ago because of a challenge. But apart from that, he's barely suffered any muscular injuries. Here's the point. If you ask me, I'll happily take Victor Osimhen. I'll tell you why. Say United play a season of say 60 to 65 games, which is a very big season, a very long season compared to the Serie A. 60 to 65 games. If Osimhen even plays 40, I'm absolutely certain that Osimhen will have an impact in all 40 of those games, a positive impact. He'll score, he'll provide, he'll make sure that there is an out ball for every other United player. And for that very reason, I believe Osimhen is the one that Manchester United should be looking for. United should be all over Victor Osimhen if there is an opportunity. He wants to join the Premier League, Man United, make it happen. With new ownership, I expect either Victor Osimhen or Harry Kane to be the marquee signing to underline the new project of the ownership group. But if you ask me, if I was put in a peculiar position of choosing a particular striker between Osimhen and Harry Kane, I'd go on one leg and say I'd rather have Victor Osimhen on my side than Harry Kane. Because of the simple fact that Victor Osimhen is a much more tailor-made fit for Eric Ten Hag's system compared to Harry Kane. And Victor Osimhen also has age on his side. The boy's 24. He's not even close to his peak. And the very reason that other defenses and other teams should be scared of Osimhen is because this is his potential and he's not even the finished article yet. Imagine when he is the finished article, how deadly, how lethal, and how dangerous he's going to be. So, this is my 2 cents about the upcoming striker tug of war. I would certainly love to have Victor Osimhen instead of Harry Kane. Do let us know in the comment section what do you feel and who would you love to have as a striker underlining the project at United in the upcoming summer. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Delvin's 2 Cents. I come out with episodes on a regular basis, so please smash that like button, please click on that subscribe button, please smash that bell icon so that you're notified for every and any video that we put out. We come out with content on a regular basis, so please go ahead and join us in our journey. We want to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of this month, so go ahead and help us. Please click that subscribe button. And also make sure that you share this video across to as many United fans as possible, so that YouTube Baba also notices our work and make sure that we are mainstream. We are active and we are perpetually active on our socials. Our Instagram ID is on the link below, so you can go ahead and give us a follow there. We're active on Twitter with the same username, so go drop us a follow there as well. I say this on every live stream, every video. I'll say this on this video as well. Every day is match day on our official WhatsApp group. We are an ever-growing family. There is always room for more. Do check out the link in the description below and join us on our WhatsApp group. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Delvin. I'll see you soon with another episode of Delvin's 2 Cents. Till then, it's goodbye. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the other side. GGM, you guys.